Is Summer League really just about development? Or is it the ultimate proving ground where NBA dreams either soar or come crashing down? We've just witnessed another chapter in the relentless evaluation process that defines professional basketball, where a few bad games in Vegas can reshape an entire career trajectory. Today, we're diving into the most revealing roster decision that perfectly illustrates how quickly the NBA landscape can shift, especially when organizational priorities collide with individual performance expectations. I'm talking about a 25-year-old center whose journey from multiple 10-day contracts to a guaranteed deal and now back to waivers exposes the mysterious inner workings of the new front office leadership and their decision-making process. I'm about to break down the shocking details behind this move that could signal a massive shift in Toronto's development philosophy under the post-Masai era. What's up, Raptors Nation? Quick Court coming in hot with another deep dive for all you basketball junkies out there. Hope you're all crushing it today, rocking that red and black, and ready to get your roster construction fix. How exactly does a player go from earning a multi-year contract to being waived just months later? And what does this tell us about the direction the front office is taking this franchise in the post-Masai Ujiri era? Drop your predictions down in the comments right now, because I've been analyzing the implications and connecting dots that nobody is talking about yet. Seriously, stick around until the end because I'm about to reveal a development pattern that will absolutely blow your mind about how this move fits into Toronto's long-term blueprint. The Toronto Raptors have officially waived center Colin Castleton, and this move tells us way more about the organization's priorities than you might think. The 24 AV, the 25-year-old big man was released Monday to create an open roster spot ahead of training camp, ending what can only be described as a roller coaster journey through the NBA's evaluation system. Let's break down Castleton's path to this moment. The former Florida Gator bounced around multiple teams last season, signing 10-day contracts with Memphis, Philadelphia, and twice with Toronto before finally earning that coveted multi-year deal in April. During his 11 games with the Raptors, he showed legitimate promise, averaging 7.2 points and 6.9 rebounds on an efficient 50% shooting from the field. What do you think changed between those solid regular season numbers and his summer league struggles? The answer might surprise you. Summer League painted a completely different picture. Castleton managed just 2.6 points and 4.0 rebounds while shooting a concerning 33.3% from both the field and 3-point range across 5 games in Las Vegas. More telling than the numbers was what happened on the depth chart. He was passed by sophomore Ulrich Chomche, who started ahead of him in Toronto's semi-final loss to Sacramento. This is where the story gets really interesting. Chomche, the 19-year-old from Cameroon, represents exactly what Toronto values in their development projects: mobility, rim protection, and long-term upside. The contrast between Chomche's performance and Castleton's struggles highlighted a fundamental shift in organizational thinking. Are you seeing the pattern here in how Toronto evaluates their big men? Let me know in the comments what you think separated these two players. The timing of this waiver also reveals strategic thinking from the current front office leadership. With veteran forward Sandro already locked in on a guaranteed deal, roster spots were at a premium. Toronto chose flexibility over familiarity, giving themselves options as training camp approaches. Here's what makes this move even more significant. AJ Lawson now becomes the only player on a standard non-guaranteed contract. The 25-year-old guard was Toronto's most reliable scorer in Summer League, averaging 18.5 points on 50% shooting and 45.5% from 3 before missing the final game due to injury. The contrast between how these two players performed when it mattered most couldn't be starker. What does this tell us about Toronto's evaluation process? The organization clearly prioritizes players who can impact winning in crucial moments, even in Summer League settings. Castleton's struggles came at the worst possible time, while Lawson seized his opportunity. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this breakdown. We're diving deep into every roster move that shapes this franchise. The Castleton waiver also opens up intriguing possibilities for Toronto's final roster construction. They now have one open roster spot and are expected to make at least one more addition before training camp, likely on a minimum contract. This could be guaranteed or non-guaranteed depending on how they want to structure their approach to training camp competition. Looking at the bigger picture, this move reflects Toronto's commitment to their development philosophy. They're not afraid to move on from players who don't fit their long-term vision, even if those players showed flashes of potential. It's a ruthless but necessary approach for a franchise focused on building sustainable success. The Castleton situation also highlights the precarious nature of NBA roster spots. One day you're signing a multi-year contract, the next you're being waived after a few poor summer league performances. It's a harsh reality that every player on the margins understands but hopes to avoid. What do you think this means for other players on non-guaranteed deals? Drop your thoughts below. As we look ahead to training camp, this move gives Toronto additional flexibility to explore different roster combinations. They can take risks on players with higher upside, knowing they have the roster space to experiment. It's exactly the kind of strategic thinking we've come to expect from Bobby Webster and the current front office leadership. The Colin Castleton waiver might seem like a small move, but it perfectly encapsulates Toronto's approach to roster building in 2025 under their new leadership structure. They're prioritizing long-term potential over short-term familiarity, and they're not afraid to make tough decisions when performance doesn't match expectations. This is the kind of ruthless evaluation that separates championship organizations from also-rans. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell, because training camp is about to bring even more roster drama, and you know Quick Court will be breaking it all down for Raptors Nation. Until next time, keep bleeding red and black.